your one-stop sports shop, and on mixlr.com/wakeupcalldt. I hope you're having yourselves a fantastic morning this morning and making the most of the life that you have every single day. This is a jam-packed week of great and fantastic guests as we get set to roll right into Christmas, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah just happened. So, very happy everything to everybody. I celebrate Christmas and celebrate a little bit of Hanukkah in appreciation of my buddies Ross and Evan and Brandon. So much love to everybody out there. Appreciate y'all. Hope you're having a great day. So excited about everything that is to come. It's been nothing but blue skies in Syracuse and central New York for the last 3 days, which I'm ecstatic about because the blue skies and the sun have shown me a promise of a positive future. But what's happening on the Hill has not. So we're going to talk about a lot of things here this morning. Kyle McIntosh and Ian McIntosh, brothers in Syracuse history, are going to be joining the show. Kyle McIntosh, a running back from 95 to 98. His brother Ian, a defensive back from 96 to 99. Both of them will join the show. This is the Cuse Bro Takeover. Kyle in hour number 1 right here in a second. And in hour number 2, Ian McIntosh joins at 10:15 a.m. Eastern Time. And smack dab in the middle, we have Gina Castelli join us for Sports Ends in a Vowel as she reprises her role. 2 Italians talking about sports. That's why it ends in a vowel. And we'll be talking about the topic of how to connect offline. So many of us lean on our technology and we only connect with people through text and through social media, and it's becoming almost this virtual world of do people actually exist. We're going to talk with you about how you connect offline and the beauty of just grabbing a cup of coffee. So we'll discuss that in between Kyle and Ian joining the show, and we'll round out today's show with the ingredients to success, proudly presented by Avicolli, with a special topic and its ingredients on how to be successful. So a lot of great stuff coming up here on today's show inside of the Cafe Kubal studios. I want to thank you all for being with us here inside of those studios. Cafe Kubal, available for you on 3501 James Street, 401 South Salina Street, 208 North Townsend Street, all in Syracuse. Inside of Galisanos Children's Hospital in downtown Syracuse, 343 Fayette Street in Manlius, New York, in the giant behemoth of a brown striped building, and at the corner of Route 11 and Taft Road in North Syracuse at the Sweetheart Corners in their drive-through location. So make sure you head to any one of those locations today, including PB&J's Lunchbox. You can head over there and enjoy them inside of PB&J's Lunchbox, where they're now proudly serving Cafe Kubal coffee. So a lot of great stuff, a lot of ways to connect. So happy I get to connect with and I've never done this before like this, the McIntosh Brother Takeover on Wake Up Call. They're here with us to talk with us about the issues with Syracuse and where do we go from here. So Kyle is first, and here we go. Mr. McIntosh, how are we doing today?
Not too bad, Dan. How are you?
I'm doing very well. And Kyle, before we jump into Syracuse, I want to talk about something you and I were discussing off the air. You have this incredible job post-Syracuse, which is working for Lego. Everybody knows what Legos are. We play with them. I never used to listen to the box. I would just dump everything out and let my imagination go and make my own creations. I love Legos. You get to travel the world. You get to be a big kid. I got to ask you about this because how cool is this? And you might be the only former Syracuse football player in history that went from playing a game to playing with toys, which is really awesome.
Yeah, Dan. And the thing is, it's as I was telling you earlier, I've been a big kid all my life. I still am a big kid.
Yeah.
Having 4 children, it never, there's never any downtime, and, playing with toys is really what helps me keep my sanity. But, real quick, over at Lego, just the importance of playing together. And that includes with your colleagues. We have Lego bricks in every single conference room in our building, and we're encouraged to play, during our meetings.
And that to me it's so cool. I mean, how did you find this job? How did you come across Lego? How did it all come about to be able to do this?
It was the craziest thing, Dan. I was over the summer just, getting several calls from, HBO, Netflix, and Disney But out of the blue, I got this call from Lego. And Lego, their U.S. headquarters is based in Connecticut, in Enfield, Connecticut. It was a toy that I played with, all of my life. I love the fact that they created through Lego Education, their STEM line of toys, and they had the robotics and the technics, and just in area that that educates our children, educates adults. I was like, I couldn't go wrong. So they ended up finding me, and it was one of the best circumstances that I could have asked for. It gives me the opportunity to continue playing every day, but also gives me the opportunity to do quite a bit of international travel. We're a very large international company with offices in UK, Singapore, China, where our corporate headquarters is over in, our global headquarters over in Billund, Denmark, and we are building actually it's already built, new office in Copenhagen, Denmark, which I will be looking forward to staffing.
You get to be a big kid, you get to play with toys, you get to travel the world. I have two questions. One, how do you get calls from Disney and all these big name places that want Kyle McIntosh? How does that happen, number one? And number two, I feel great about running my own company and being able to travel the world, but I'm going to just throw this at you. Why am I not in a Kyle McIntosh suitcase going to a place around this world? So, one, how did you end up getting all these phone calls? Two, why are we not traveling together?
Yeah, so we'll start with your first question. For how I ended up getting all these calls, Dan, was this year with post-pandemic, companies are really looking to staff up. There's a significant shortage in talent currently, and recruiting, which is just we were just kind of like the redheaded stepchild of HR, and recruiting has come to the forefront as being one of the most important positions, post-pandemic, to put companies, back in position to acquire some great talent. So I don't think it was just me. I think that it's just something that the market demanded for this skill set. So this is something that's new to me. I'm thankful for it, but it's put me in in a great position, and did my best to capitalize on that.
Are you going to answer my second question about why we're not traveling together?
You caught that, huh? Oh, no, I'm kidding, Dan. Would love to have you come along. And, with us, being two guys on the shorter end, I think that you'd definitely be able to fit in a luggage.
Yeah, I pride myself on hide and seek and my ability to do that. So, here with Kyle McIntosh this morning, Syracuse Orange Football alum, running back, alum from 95 to 98. Kyle, you and I talk all the time. You came and did my CNY Pop Festival. You have been such an incredible connection with me in my life. I grew up watching you play. I remember looking at your picture in the book that I would get when I'd go to the game. I remember you being one of the players that I was always excited about. Big kid of the 90s teams, loved Paul Pasqualoni. So, to go back to your time and then to look at it now, I'm just going to open the door here because there's a lot of different things to address. But as an alum of the football program, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, so Dan, let me start out by saying that, as we go through and discuss, Syracuse football and players and coaches, for me, I'm going to try not to use anybody's name, and there's a specific reason, because I don't want it to be personal, but I want to be able to, speak the truth without making it personal. So, I'm not going to use any names, however, you'll know what I'm talking about.
Right. Fair enough. And, to open that door, and I respect it, because that's what I tell people all the time. To me, it's not meant to be a witch hunt. That's not what I'm looking for. I have good relationships, and, I appreciate it. And the head coach and I have spent time together on and off the air. I've always wanted him to succeed.
Yes, I like Dino very much.
And I just don't understand what's going on. So, where's the first area that you would like to go to? Because, we could go to alumni relations, we could go to local recruiting, we could go to Northeast recruiting, we could go to coaches running out of the building, we could talk about coordinators consistently being fired or leaving. We could talk about the fact that the media is blocked, that assistant coaches can't talk to the media, the fact that that they have more players in the transfer portal than anybody else in the ACC. They have nobody transferring in right now, and arguably by the numbers that I figured out yesterday, they have to fill 30 to 40 roster spots on an 85-person roster. So where would you like to start?
Wow. Yeah, Dan. Let's start with the alumni.
Okay. So your thoughts on that? Your relations, you experienced, and you told the story on my show, when you came up here and you and I got together and we got to spend some time together. You had brought your daughter up with your wife to come to campus. And your daughter was so excited. Your wife was so excited. Hey, this is where my dad went to school. This is where he played. And your wife, oh my God, I'm so proud of you. And this was such a big moment for you to bring them on campus, to show them where you played, to show them all the football facilities, and to celebrate your time there and to reminisce. You went to the front door and they said, no, thank you, you can't come in. So you've been experiencing personal negativity in alumni relations. And the alumni have come on to my show over the years, and I do it because I want them to be a part of the show. I love talking to history. I don't care if you played one down or you played every down. I don't care if you went to the NFL or you became a janitor. I have everybody on the show that says yes, that wants to be a part of it. And consistently, I was told, hey, we're not getting love, we're not getting respect. I was told that some alumni had checks they wanted to donate to the program, and all they wanted was for Dino to call them and say hello, and he refused to do it, so they held on to their checks.
Yeah, and I think that you're going to see that quite often. Especially, I do know that there is a new push for a $150 million facility. I will tell you this. I keep in touch with a lot of the guys. And with me, I got along with everybody during my time up at Syracuse. And speaking to several individuals, is they're going to continue to hold their checks. So as much as we want to see this program succeed, and we do understand what it takes to be a competitive program these days, especially in the ACC, and that's going to, come through, building up your facilities, and one with how guys have been treated, in the past. But it's a disconnect. Dan, I'm going to go back just to the Paul Pasqualoni years, and this is after I graduated. There is not a single moment that I can remember not ever feeling like I was part of the Syracuse football team. I would come to campus, come to games. I would, go to practice, Friday evenings. I would go in the locker room after games, and, me and all the other guys. And we just always felt like we were part of the program. Always. Our families there, and they always made you feel as if you never left the program. You know, you walked away there, knowing that you're still part of this foundation of the program. When we go back now, there's such a distance between us and the programs. I mean, I almost feel kind of like a fan going to the games, and I am a fan. I'm a lifelong fan. However, I'm also a former player.
Yeah.
And it doesn't feel like that going back. And this is not. And listen, it's not just me saying this. You know, I'm talking about a lot of guys, and this is consistent. You know, and the voices are getting louder.
You know, and that's the thing is, and like I said, you know, me talking to, you know, me just saying to myself, hey, I want to talk to everybody that's played Syracuse football history that I possibly can, and I'll do my best to reach out to everybody. I did not imagine that. Well, I didn't imagine that there would be a coach there that wouldn't care about the alumni, but I could not imagine that I would be on the phone during the pandemic and have, you know, and I think you said it, and it might have been echoed by somebody else, but when it was said live on my show this past year, Dan, thank you, because we all love coming on your show because we know who you are, we know you're genuine, we know you're honest, and you give us a voice. You let us speak. You let us be heard.
Absolutely.
And
I'll greatly appreciate that.
Well, and I appreciate that too, but I always intended to tell the story because I'm a big kid like you, and I grew and I love my hometown, and I love this team because it represents my hometown. So to me, it was an easy thing to say, I'm going to reach out to everybody, but I never thought that I was going to be where I am, to the point where some people are like, hey, you know, you could start a movement, you know, and it's funny because I was like, and just hear me out on this, Kyle. I said it on the show last week. I was talking to my girlfriend, and I was telling her about what was going on, and she goes, well, why don't you be the coach? And I said to her, and I go, well, they would never hire somebody who's not been on the field and didn't go through the ranks and didn't pay their dues and blah, blah, yada, whatever. And she goes, but you can do it. And I said, well, I believe I can do anything. And she's like, well, then why don't you do it? And I thought about it for a second, and I thought to myself, just for argument's sake, and then I thought, with all the alumni I know and all the phone calls I can make and the God knows how many players I could talk to, I could put a staff together and I could probably have 3-4 hires the first day. And then I'm thinking, I'm like, I know this coach, I know that coach would want to come back, I know that guy recruits the Northeast well, I know that guy from Schaefer's staff was good, I know those alumni, and I'm sitting here going like, I know Kyle, I know Rob Drummond, I know Ian McIntosh, I know Rob Conrad, I know Dan Conley, and I'm going Rob Carpenter, and I'm going through Duke Pettijohn, and I'm going through the line here, and I'm going, this isn't that crazy, because I would at least put together a staff that loves Syracuse, loves the Northeast, recruits the Northeast, knows what it's about, knows how to win. And so the thing is, I wouldn't have to be the smartest guy in the room. I would have to hire the best staff. And so, as crazy as it sounds, Kyle, we could do better.
You absolutely can. Yeah, we can do much better. You know, in building that staff, let me say this. What I do applaud this coaching staff in doing with one of their you know, more recent hires, you know, this past season was with Dion Maddox. You know, yeah. I absolutely felt that was a great step in the right direction. Only problem is Dion's one guy, yeah. And he's done a great job reaching out to all of us, and I think that any additional reception that the team has gotten has been because of Dion Maddox. Great guy who loves the program, you know, and who's sincere, and he reaches out to us alumni to try to, you know, get us to come back. And with somebody who's as well liked as you know, Dion, and he has made some incredible headway over there. It's not enough, and Dion's only one man. You know, so one, I will say that I mean, I will applaud that move, but I don't think what they don't understand is I really do think that you need to bring, you know, whether it's some players or some former coaches back who know how to recruit up in Syracuse. It's a unique place.
Yeah.
So you're not going to Texas or Virginia or you know, we got a few players out of Florida, and the ones we got out of Florida, they were great players. You know, but it was a really focused recruitment. You know, we went to Pennsylvania. We went to New Jersey and locked that down. We went and got all of the local players in upstate New York, or at least did our best to keep them there. And you don't see that.
No, you know, and the thing is, the whole, like, there's no talent here. I'm so done hearing that, because it
goes elsewhere, unfortunately.
You know, and it does. You know, there's no talent here, yet Alabama took it. There's no talent here, but Rutgers and Indiana and the Big Ten as a whole, and, you know, and Pittsburgh and BC. Servassier Dennis went to CBA. The coaching staff could ride a tricycle to CBA from Manly, and they didn't offer this kid. This kid goes from CBA to prep school. He gains some weight. He does what he needs to do, and he just poured a whole thing of Gatorade, a big bucket of Gatorade on Pat Narduzzi as a Pitt ACC champion. And, you know, we see, and this is the thing too. Not only are they not recruiting locally, they're lying about it. Because they'll say, oh, we're going out to see the kids. We love the kids. We're going to be with the kids. I know the coaches. I know them. If they went to see them, those coaches would say to me, you wouldn't believe who came to practice today.
Right.
But that's not happening. So my thing is, just be honest. I'm not from here. I don't care about this place. I'm going to leave here and never come back. I'm never going to buy real estate here. I'm never going to put anything down. I'm never going to dig my roots.
That's a problem. Listen, Syracuse cannot be a stepping stone in someone's career. It's just not a vaulting platform. It's not. And if you come in here thinking that that's what you're going to do, you're going to fail.
Yeah. You know, and the thing is, you know, that local recruiting, that connection that's not there. The thing that I don't understand, and I've had conversations across the country, because I don't pigeonhole myself to one place, and I've spoken with coaches around the country that have asked me, what's going on in Syracuse? And what did you mean? And they said, well, what's happening? What's the model? I said, well, they don't talk to alumni. They don't recruit locally. They bar the media from coming into practice. They've shrunk how many times we could talk to anybody. So it's like, okay, so they're not allowing you to cover the team. They're not allowing you to talk to the team. They're not recruiting in the community. They're not talking to the community. And they have pushed away the people of the past that built the program. And the coach said to me, this sounds like the perfect ingredients to not having success. Like, this sounds like the perfect way to fail. And that, to me, I just sit here and I look at this to myself and I say, how does nobody see the fire? How does no one see the fire? You got coaches running out. You got players running out. You got nobody running in. You can't sit here and say this is just about, oh, this is just the transfer portal. This is just how life is now. No.
Something is very, very wrong. I mean, any team, any organization, any corporation, when you start seeing people walking out of the door in numbers,
yeah,
there's a problem. That is one of the biggest red flags that you could identify, is when people start walking out of the door. And the number of players that are opting to leave Syracuse, thinking that there's a better place, for them. And, maybe now that could be, the case. But it's just something that I've never experienced up there in Syracuse. And I just think that a lot of the coaches have lost their focus when it comes to recruiting. I mean, it's not so much a science as I think it was like a formula, a successful formula.
Yeah.
That Syracuse had for years, where they would recruit, locally. I mean, locally and heavily. I mean, they locked Syracuse. They locked down New York. They locked down Connecticut. I mean, we battled with Penn State in Pennsylvania, and then, we reigned supreme in New Jersey. Kept all those guys. I think we had a majority of our players from New Jersey. And I do understand that battleground for recruiting has become, much more competitive, with Rutgers in years past, blazing some trails. But I mean, we needed to get back in there, and we never should have left. And we're not getting the same kids. And Syracuse is a unique place. And I said this, I think, at the beginning of the show. Syracuse is a unique place. You have to be cautious about where you put your efforts, your efforts in recruiting.
Yeah.
It just doesn't seem like a focused plan.
No, I mean, I said, what is the mentality right now when you have to fill 30 to 40 spots? Are you just hoping that the musical chairs of the transfer portal, that the music stops, and that a bunch of these kids have no chairs to go to, and Alabama and Ohio State and Oregon, all these places locked up, and so you have to come to Syracuse? Like, is that the plan? Hey, let's just hope we're the last team available. I mean, I look at 15 names.
Really low too.
And I look at 15 names in the transfer portal for that right now, and nobody transferring in. Let's go back to last year when the transfer portal got to come into things. Let's go back to last year and take a look at this. Syracuse had wide receiver Ed Hendricksleeve, linebacker Tyrell Richards. These are guys who had time. I mean, Tyrell had time out there. Backup quarterback David Summers gone. Kevin Lemieux, defensive lineman, gone. Zach Morton, linebacker, gone. As well as Drew Gunther, who is supposed to be another quarterback on the team, gone. Jawar Jordan Jr., running back, gone. Cam Jordan, wide receiver, gone. Nykeem Johnson, wide receiver, gone. Cooper Dawson, lineman, gone. Cam Jonas, safety, gone. Markenzie Pierre, running back, gone. And then we look at Aaron Hackett, tight end, gone. Jason Munoz, gone. And Garrison Johnson, running back, gone. Last year, everybody running out last year, one guy ran in, Garrett Schrader. One guy ran in that actually stayed. The other guy that came in, Cody Shear, he came into Syracuse from Arizona State, I believe. He was here, he came in from like June to August or whatever, June to like that, around like a couple months, June to September, June to August, something like that, and then was gone. So you have last year,
every kids, like I said, Syracuse is not for everyone.
Yeah.
Listen, if I were to go back and look at, let's say the recruiting classes from, 95, 96, I mean, up through early 2000, if you looked at the kids that they brought in, I'd be able to look at that list and say, wow, this is very, methodical in their process and how they went about recruiting. Now it's all over the board, as you just said.
Yeah.
And to recruit in a place like Syracuse, that's a formula for disaster, and we're seeing it.
And the thing is to go through this.
We had a one-win season last year.
Yeah. And they say, oh, it was COVID. Syracuse wasn't the only place. This is the thing about calling last year a COVID year. Everybody in the world went through COVID. Everybody in the world went through COVID protocol. You are not the only one. The B side of that is Syracuse is one of the only teams in America that played all their games on time on the day they were supposed to play them. So they were one of the least affected teams by COVID in all of America. So you can't say, well, it was COVID because everybody went through it. And you can't say, well, it affected our team because really did it affect your team? Well, our 2 running backs went out. Yeah, and then Sean Tucker came out. This is the thing that I want to make clear. Sean Tucker was a 4th string running back. You're a former running back at Syracuse. He was a 4th string running back. If Abdul Adams and Jarvion Howard did not opt out and Jawar Jordan Jr. did not get injured and eventually transfer, we may have never seen Sean Tucker play a down at Syracuse. I want to be clear. This staff may have recruited him out of Owings, Maryland, but they had no idea what they had. He was a 4th string running back. The reason why some people have their job right now is because of a happy mistake.
Wow. Love how you just put that. Because it's the truth. Wow, that was really eye-opening.
And so we're here today trying to figure this thing out. So what do we do? I mean, like you said, Deion Maddox doing a great job reaching out to people. But did you ever, have you experienced with any other school and any other place, you talk to people from all over the place, have you ever experienced a school be so derogatory, so negative, and so pushy of keeping alumni out of the door? Did you ever think in a million years that you could go back to the school that you went to and they would say, hey, give us money, but you're not welcome here?
No, that's ridiculous when I hear that, But that's what we're seeing. And let me tell you this: almost every successful program, college football program, they have a great alumni base. And here's the thing, Dan, how I can tell you this as fact. Every year I go to the Walter Camp All-American dinner in New Haven, Connecticut. And, there they have all of the alumni come back every year. They, will put us up. 1998, I was their Connecticut Player of the Year. I think, followed by Dwight Freeney after that. And I go there every year, and I get to hang out with, Tony Dorsett, and some of the greatest who've ever played, the game. And talking to them, they go back to their universities. They're in the locker rooms. They're on the field. Some of those guys are in the meetings. The coach brings those guys back to come and talk, to the team, because they don't want their players, far from history. And we don't have anything like that now. We did once, and that was in the programs, their heyday, and it's gone downhill, and I'm not going to say it's because of the alumni, but you want to talk about support, and support doesn't always come in the form of money. Support comes from just being there, and it's a great thing to have former guys around the program. It's great to have those younger players around the older guys who have been there, who have have helped build the foundation of Syracuse football, and knowing what that means. How do you know what that means or what that's like without having an example there?
Yeah, and the thing is, speaking here with Kyle McIntosh, a running back alum of Syracuse history, to kind of give a final point here, even though I feel like we just got on the air and barely started talking about this.
No.
To get to a final point here for you today, your coach, one of the best ever, Coach P. And Coach P was, I mean, fantastic, amazing coach. This is the thing about Coach P. He got fired from Syracuse. He goes on to UConn. He goes to the Texans, the Dolphins, the Cowboys, the Lions. This man tries to retire like every couple of years, and then somebody calls him back. He's like, all right, I'll come help you out. Like, he knows so many people. He has such a great network. This is the thing that is the kicker. This is the thing that should make everybody understand the what have you done for me lately mentality will come and bite you in the butt. Let me be very clear to button this thing up for you. Paul Pasqualoni, 11 straight winning seasons. 1-4-8 season. 1-4-8 season. I'm sorry, 1-4-8 season. No 1-10 seasons. That's Greg Robinson and Dino. No 5-7 seasons. No multiple 4-8 seasons. But let's be real about something. 11 winning seasons, 1 losing season, 2 6-6 records. They weren't good enough. He got fired. Let me be clear. You fired a man for being mediocre, and you've only accepted mediocrity since. 6-6 to you is considered a dynasty year, when 6-6 in the past was considered to be a disgrace. How far you have come that you're, and this is what I'll tell you, and I can't take credit for this quote because I heard it somewhere else, but if you fight for your limitations, you get to keep them.
Sure. That is for sure.
You fired a coach for being exactly what you keep a coach for being now. It's crazy.
Yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense. But here's the thing, and I being completely, I've been, completely honest with you. Yeah. But I will say this, is that, me, along, with the former players, and I know you want the best for, for the program, yeah. For the community, yeah, as well. And I'll say this once again. It's not personal, but this is not it. This is not it. This is not going to get us to where we need to go.
No.
And I'm all for giving, someone a chance. And I think that we've done that. I'm not of the mentality of, you bring a coach in for 3 years. If she doesn't, win, get us into the bowl game, you get rid of her. That's not the mentality that I'm coming in here with. I actually think quite the opposite. I wish that there were more program guys around. I would love to see a program guy, is the next individual who comes in. And what I mean by program guys, it's that you bring somebody in who's not just coming there for a stopover, and to their next great job. Yeah. But are coming in to make Syracuse, not to make, but to bring back, the winning ways of a great program.
Yeah. Syracuse does not need to be a layover city on a flight. They need to be a destination. That needs to be how it's going to be. And y'all might think that I'm kidding, but I'm not. If you let me have the reins on the future staff of this school, Kyle, you can vouch for me. I can call people.
Yes, that's right. And I'm a recruiter, so I understand.
Yeah.
Trust me, I understand.
So
you do a great job.
So with Kyle McIntosh, myself, Dan Tortora, Kyle, as always, I appreciate you. Every time I talk to you, I miss you a little bit more. So we need to figure out a way to get together.
We had some great conversations, and once again, I say this to you often. I greatly appreciate everything that you do for the program, for the Syracuse community, and most importantly, Dan, for being a great friend.
Well, thank you. Thank you for that. It goes back to you. I learned from the best. You think I'm a great friend. I think you're that much better, and I appreciate everything that you've brought into my life. I hope I get to see you soon. We'll go chase some X-Men in Singapore. So But it's such a great honor in my life to know you, Kyle. To be a little kid that watches Kyle McIntosh run around on the field and be so excited and so happy and so supportive and wants you to do well. And then to be a grown man running my business, speaking to a friend, Kyle McIntosh, and caring about the community the way that we do. God is an awesome God, and
sure is.
I feel very, 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 very appreciative and thankful this morning and every morning. So, Kyle, just two things. One, thank you beyond belief. And two, I hope we get together soon.
Absolutely, Dan. Maybe we'll have you down at our Lego headquarters in Enfield.
I would love that. That'd be incredible. You better just not do anything the whole day. I'm gonna be playing with some Legos. I'm gonna put some stuff together, be giving some ideas out there. And I'm like Tony Stark when it comes to Legos. You got to know that.
No, seriously, I would love to have you down.
Well, I'd love to set that up. So let's stay in touch as we always do, and I'll look forward to seeing you soon. And I appreciate you as always, my friend.
Absolutely, Dan. God bless.
God bless. Take care.
Take care.
See you. That coming from Kyle McIntosh this morning. What a guy. This is my life. This is what I get to do for a living. By the way, for those of you that tell me that there's no talent in Central New York, Dorsey Levens, Latavius Murray, Mike Hart, Servassier Dennis, John Phillips, Mike Washington Jr., Noah Jordan Williams, Stevie Scott, Tyler Rouse, and those are just the names of the ones that didn't come to Syracuse. And a lot of them didn't get recruited. So, with that being said, we'll take a step aside for a fast break. When we spin back around, we will make sure that we have you all set and ready to go with a very special topic, how to connect offline, which a lot of us have maybe forgotten how to do. That comes up with Gina Castelli right after this.
Carvel DeWitt, it's what happy tastes like. Do you know why? Because we make ice cream. Creamy, rich, flavorful ice cream. Not yogurt or iced milk like some of our competitors. Ice cream. Fresh, by hand, daily. For the calorie conscious, we have something new for you. Our new Carvelite. Same great flavor, creaminess, and texture of our regular ice cream with only 35 calories an ounce. So whether you want an ice cream cake, flying saucer, dasher, carvalanche, hard or soft ice cream, we will satisfy your craving with our fresh, handmade regular or new Carvelite ice cream. Carvel DeWitt. It's what happy tastes like.
Cafe Cabal offers same-day local delivery of our products, offering no delivery charge for Onondaga County. Shop cafecabal.com for fresh roasted coffee beans, cold brew, travel mugs, and all your essential Cafe Cabal needs. Cafe Cabal, coffee for the soul.
The Wildcat Sports Pub in Camillus, New York is located on 3680 Milton Avenue in the Home Depot Plaza. It is your family-friendly sports bar and restaurant. Folks, some sports bars aren't family-friendly. Some family-friendly restaurants are not sports bars. The Wildcat Sports Pub in Camillus, New York is proud to be both. It is that marriage that you've been looking for years. The Wildcat Sports Pub is your home base for your sports bar and restaurant needs, games for the kids, indoor and outdoor activities, and enough things on the menu to come back every single week and get to try something new. They're open Sundays from noon to 8 p.m., Monday through Wednesday, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., and Thursday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to midnight. For reservations and party information, call 315-487-2222 for the Wildcat family-friendly sports pub and restaurant. Welcome back here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora on wakeupcalldt.com, your one-stop sports shop, and on mixlr.com/wakeupcalldt. Proud to be here with you, as well as on Facebook Live, facebook.com/live-now-dt, youtube.com/wakeupcalldt, and facebook.com/wakeupcalldt. So however you're connecting with the show, thank you so much for being here Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time. We haven't had this wonderful, wonderful person of my life on the show in a few weeks. She thought she got demoted. There's no way. There's no way. Listen, there's been some hires in Central and Upstate New York that are questionable, but one of them will never be Gina Castelli. So I still hear when I talk to Bob Beretta and I talk to people this and whenever connected to Lemoyne, they still say, dang it, we fought for that lady. So, I appreciate her so very much. She's here with us with Sports Ends in a Vowel. It's a bi-monthly segment that we took a little hiatus on because she's working out in Albany now, doing some great things, so some scheduling conflicts, but I'm happy to have her back. And so we're now here with Miss Gina Castelli in Sports Ends in a Vowel. Gina, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me back. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. Do you want to coach the football team?
No. I'm just worried about my bills. That's as far as I go.
Let me just say this about Buffalo. What in the heck happened? Did Jacksonville expose them? What happened to Buffalo?
Tennessee actually exposed them when they couldn't stop the run, and then just one thing led to another. And plus, we have injuries. But yeah, at least we came back against Tampa. But I don't know. It's been interesting watching this team. I don't know. I definitely think if we could have beaten Tampa Bay, I definitely think we would have had a little bit more swag. But right now, I feel like even the coaches don't look like they're real confident right now. So we'll see. We'll see where it goes.
You keep looking at this like that game that's going to turn the corner. You beat Bill Belichick. Okay, now we're feeling good. Okay, you beat Tom Brady. Now we're feeling good. And these games are close, but they're not finishing them. I think if they got one of the last 2 weeks, either by beating Belichick or Brady, it would have restored some momentum. It would have given the team some morale. And I think it would have put them in a position of almost having like a new season.
Absolutely. I said that too. If we were to beat Tampa Bay, I thought that would definitely propel us into the Super Bowl. I was listening to Jim Nantz because he had the game, and they had interviewed him prior. The Bills radio had interviewed him prior to it, and he talked about how the Tampa Bay Bucks, they had one win. I forgot who they beat. I think it might have been Kansas City, and they had the same record as we did going into the Tampa Bay game this year. And Tampa Bay beat Kansas City, and that propelled them into having a good end to winning the Super Bowl at the end. So, I saw it was tough. We haven't, you said it best, we haven't finished games. We've been right there, New England, we were right there to get a touchdown. Same thing against Tampa, and we just couldn't get it done, so that's been our mantra. We can't get it done.
But
no cigar.
You would be so proud of me. Because last Monday, for Monday Night Football, I was with Al Romano, Central New York native, Pitt champion with the Panthers, one with Tony Dorsett in college football, and we decided by the awesome idea of Jimmy Delia of Pizza Man, he said, and we've had Lemoyne out there too, he said, why don't you all come out on Monday, let's do the pregame, you guys can do your show Off the Rails with Al, an extension of Wake Up Call, you can do that going into Monday Night Football, Buffalo, New England. So I got to go out there with Bills Mafia, the Bills backers. I got Josh Allen shirts. I got koozies. I'm throwing things out the whole game. You can watch the video. I'm tossing things like Frisbees. We got people talking. Everybody's giving a score. So I got to spend a night with the Bills fans prior to the game, which I thought was really cool. So we would have loved to have had you there, Gina.
Oh, that would have been fun. I actually was in Nashville with our team. We were playing Vanderbilt on Wednesday, and we had watched it, at one of the sports bars in that area, which was really kind of cool. But it was awful. And one of my former players at Lemoyne, who's now the grad assistant here at UAlbany, she's from Massachusetts. So we were really duking it out that night. And of course, what happens? New England wins. So oh God, that was tough. That was a tough one.
Very tough. And you and I do want to tell you this really quick before we jump to our topic here for Sports Ends in a Vowel with Gina Castelli live from the Cafe Cubal Studios on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. But I was going through my phone because I have so many pictures and I'm like, I got to delete stuff. So I had like an hour to just kind of detox and I went through and I'm deleting, and I felt like I deleted nothing. I'm like, I deleted 172 pictures, and it's like, you still have 6,800 pictures saved. So I'm going through all of it. I'm deleting stuff, and guess what I found? I found Gina Castelli sideline pictures with Miss Mary Grimes as her assistant, and I didn't even realize that I had all these really candid shots of you and Mary together at Lemoyne. So I'm going to have to send them to you both.
Yeah, absolutely. That's probably was, during the championship game of the Bentley when we played in the championship game. Yeah, she's doing a great job there too. I've kept in touch with her. She's doing well. So, I know they have had some postponements with their games and COVID, but overall, I think they're doing really, really well.
Yeah, they're doing a great job. And we talk about connecting. We talk about connecting with people, you connecting with Mary, reaching out to her and whatnot. Mm-hmm. How to connect offline is our topic for this edition of Sports Ends in a Vowel. How to connect offline. How to get off your phone, get off the technology. I know it's ironic that I'm saying right now as you listen to my show online to get offline. But this is what I'm saying to people. I can't stand when I see somebody, I go out to a restaurant and I see somebody texting and there's a friend sitting across from them. And I always say, I bet you they're texting a friend that they're going to see later. And then when they go see that friend, they're going to text the friend that they're sitting with right now.
That's so true.
It's like I can never just be in the moment type of thing with these people. And I'm so different. So how to connect offline? Gina, you and I talk on the phone, we text each other, but I tell you, if we got to go get a cup of coffee right now, I'd be happy as a clam. To me, because it's FaceTime, it's sitting. I love that I said to somebody, hey, let's connect, and one of my buddies, Ricky, said to me, he goes, coffee? And I was like, yeah. I thought we were going to Zoom or this and that. Yeah, coffee, of course coffee. So what can you say about the importance of connecting offline? That, back in the day when, before AOL and all this stuff, when cavemen were roaming the earth and we had to walk to our friends' houses and knock on the door, just the importance of connecting offline, building valuable relationships in front of somebody's face where, God forbid, you have to do nothing but fill the silence with conversation.
Yeah, well, it's such a great question. And, I think the first piece to that is finding time. I think the biggest thing that, technology's done is just had us feel that how much time we could save by texting and doing things online, and we don't have to leave our house to go see people. We can FaceTime. But back in those days, we just found the time. And now when we look back and think about how did we do that, we made the time. And I think that's the piece that's lost. It's if we could just find that time, even if it's a half hour, and not think of it as lost time to be doing other things, like your friend texting, at dinner, which we've all done, because we're so consumed in our mind of the next thing versus just being where our feet are and being present. It's a lot easier to do that. And I think that's the biggest issue is we can all connect offline if we all decide that we can find the time for that person, whether it's 15, 20 minutes. And, in coaching, that's a huge piece with your players. They want the head coach and they want the coaches to give them the time, on the court to spend 15, 20 minutes, because it's totally engrossed into them and to each other, and it's just the best thing that you could be doing. You gain so much more when you do that. It's again, it's like having family time and family dinners, and when you get home for the holidays. And what makes that special is just that type of engagement. So to me, it's more about time. It's just finding that time. To say I'm gonna go for a coffee and meet up with Dan, and we probably have to spend 2 hours, so I have to block a lot of time. But I think that's the biggest piece.
But that's the thing is you said it, time. Time. This is how you become a successful coach in today's America. Spend time. Mm-hmm. It's so amazing to me that in 2021 my number 21, my favorite number. And in 2021, you can become really successful by being honest, spending time with somebody, and just like being a genuine person and caring. Like, it takes nothing to be honest, to care, and to spend time together. I never forgot when somebody told me it takes more muscles for your body to frown than it does to smile. Your body has to do more work to be pissed off than it does to be happy. Mm-hmm. And, so it's like, just to care about someone, to open a door, to spend some time, that's all it takes. It's a few minutes. It's a few minutes.
Exactly.
It's like, you don't have to be this coaching guru. You just have to be a coach that gives a you-know-what. And I just, connecting offline, I value that, and I love that. And so, to me, Gina, I think the most important thing we can tell anybody today is, hey, shut your phone up. How about this? When you got the phone in bed, right? You're laying next to your special someone, put the phone down, give them a hug. Okay? Mm-hmm. When you're with your mom today at lunch, put the phone down. My Papa Joe and Mary, that are like another set of parents for me, every time we eat dinner together and we're at the table, we eat any meal together, we have a no technology rule. There's nothing, not that we can't use it, we can't even have it on the table. You cannot have your technology on the table. And I love that, and I value that, and I feel like if America could get back to breaking bread together for just an hour, if we could just eat together, half an hour, whatever, if we could just all be like old Italians and not have any technology on the table and talk to each other, this world would be a better place. If you could just sit and have one meal a day for an hour and ask people how their day is with no technology, I promise you, I think society would get a lot better.
I do. I agree with you, and I think that it just takes a little discipline. Every day I'm going to take 15 minutes to spend some time with someone different, a different player, a different coach or a friend or, family member. And then maybe as you go through each day, the next week you can up that time to 20 minutes, versus, because I do think that, we have gotten lost in, speeding up our days with so much, there's just, it's overwhelming. And to be honest with it, even being, part of this coaching staff, there's a lot more that is done, at the D1 level, the intensity. And at times I have felt that I just need to take a step back. And here I'm part-time, and thinking about how I used to do it. How did I used to do all this, and trying to spend the quality time with the people I love too. You really have to take some steps back and just evaluate where you are and what you're doing with the time you have. So I couldn't agree with you more, but I do think sometimes it is very, very difficult for people because yes, there's just so much more on people's plates, and again, just being here at UAlbany, if I think about all the things I did at Siena as a head coach and at Lemoyne, it was a lot different during those times too. Now everybody is pulling you in different directions, and if you have family and things like that, it's just it's a lot. It's a lot. So you just try to figure out how you can be most efficient with your time. So it's a text message, it's a FaceTime, it's it's whatever, email, and that does it. So yeah, we all have to do a better job with that. I agree.
And we can't forget that when God hit the reset button this past 2 years, we got better at taking a deep breath and taking some time, and how quickly we've fallen right back into not being healthy. So,
exactly.
It's not only getting to the right thing finally, it's staying there.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
You and I could do because I know you hit the ground running. I hit the ground running. You were busting your butt during COVID. I'm busting my butt during COVID. And I know, Gina, I know that you have probably not taken some time that you were taking before. I know I haven't. So my ask for you today, I don't care if you spend an hour praying to God about the Bills. Take an hour to yourself. I'm going to take an hour to me. And let's challenge each other as friends to get offline, to recharge and refuel, and to remember that this last 2 years helped us become a lot healthier. So as much as we work and as hard as we work, may we work a little bit smarter today, and may we challenge ourselves to continue to be healthy in a world that's returning back to normal. Let's make sure that we take what we learned during COVID and we make the most out of it every single day. I challenge you, and I challenge myself.
Challenge accepted. And I know last time we talked, you said that, I motivated you. And honestly, today, your message is like a godsend. So thank you so much. I really do appreciate, being on today and talking about this, because I could really use that, and I am going to do it today. So I will send you a photo of me. I will send you a photo when I'm done.
Nice.
Yeah, I'll send you a photo of when I'm done, because that wouldn't go hand in hand with getting offline. So
yeah,
but yeah. So thank you, Dan.
Well, thank you, Gina, for all that you do. I appreciate you, and our friendship means more to me than I can ever say. So send you my love. I send you my well wishes, and I hope I get to hang out with you very soon. So I look forward to us accepting the challenge today. And as always, Gina, keep being awesome, keep changing lives for the better, and thank you for everything you do.
You too. Thank you, Dan. Appreciate you.
All right, take care.
All right, bye-bye.
That coming from Gina Castelli one more time, where sports meets life on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. What an incredible human being. What an incredible person. She's just awesome, And Gina's just, she's one of a kind. She's such an amazing, amazing person. And I appreciate her so very much. So with that being said, thank you to Miss Gina Castelli for reminding me to shut off the engine, cool the jets, take some time. I hope you do that too. We're going to take a step aside. Speaking of taking some time, we're going to take a step aside for a fast break. And we look forward to being back with you in just a little bit here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora inside the Cafe Kubal studios. Ian McIntosh coming up in hour number 2 as the McIntosh brothers take over Wake Up Call. Kyle McIntosh in hour 1. Ian coming up in just a few minutes here in hour 2. And plenty more, including the ingredients to success, proudly brought to you by Avicolli's. That is after this fast break inside the Cafe Kubal studios where sports meets life. You're watching and listening to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, and I am eternally grateful for that. Avicolli's, located on the corner of Route 57 and Wetzel Road in Liverpool, New York, has been your trusted neighbor for decades. Located just steps from Liverpool High School, we're happy to have the Liverpool Warriors on-site, on-location broadcast at Avicolli's through Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora every single month, featuring student athletes, coaches, and administration throughout the year from Liverpool High School. Head out to Avicolli's today on the corner of Route 57 and Wetzel Road in Liverpool, New York, open Tuesday through Sunday for lunch, dinner, and drinks. We'd love to see you out there. And of course, you can call them at 315-622-5100 for takeout, delivery, and catering. That's 315-622-5100. And also find them on myavicollis.com. That's myavicollis.com. Having peace of mind when you're out of town that your furry-loving friend is safe and sound means taking them to Canine Campground, because we all know that when it comes to the love of our pets, it goes well beyond the call of duty to make sure they're safe and sound. Right, Lily? So take a ride to 242 Johnson Street in East Syracuse, New York, and see Canine Campground and where your dog will be staying in the classic cabin, the executive cabin, the grand cabin, or of course the luxury cabin, because if you know Lily, you know she loves luxury. Now you don't have to wait to the last minute to find a family member or a friend that'll take your dog for a few days. Call Canine Campground at 315-299-4013. That's 315-299-4013. Their drop-off and pickup times are Monday through Sunday. Check K9campground.com for more information. That's the letter K, the number 9, and campground spelled with a K.com. K9campground.com.
When you're going out of town, bring your dog to Canine Campground.
PB&J's Lunchbox, the food truck that you love finding all throughout central and upstate New York, now has a street-side cafe. So when you're craving their traditional favorites as well as their out-of-box amazing menu items, you can now head to 663 Old Liverpool Road in Liverpool, New York. Located just minutes from the highway, the Thruway, Destiny USA, and Onondaga Lake Parkway, PB&J's Lunchbox Street-Side Cafe is there for you Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m., serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner all throughout the day. Get breakfast for dinner, dinner for lunch, whatever you fancy, including their award-winning grilled peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Find them at 663 Old Liverpool Road in Liverpool, New York. PB&J's Lunchbox, where we love to know what's in your lunchbox. As a patient, what do we want? To be cared for, to be listened to, and to have someone walk us through the process on our path to victory. Victory Sports Medicine and Orthopedics does all of those things beautifully, with Dr. Mark Petropoli leading the team on 791 West Genesee Street in Skaneateles, New York, located minutes from beautiful Skaneateles Lake. Whatever your injury may be from head to toe, preventative care, rehab, physical therapy, laser therapy, and surgery are all available at Victory Sports Medicine and Orthopedics, where they care about us, they listen to us, and they understand that everyone's path to victory is a little bit different. Let them help you on yours by calling 315-685-7544 to make your appointment today. That's 315-685-7544. And find out more information at victorysportsmedicine.com. Welcome back here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora on wakeupcalldt.com, your one-stop sports shop, and on mixlr.com/wakeupcalldt. Proud to be here hanging out with you inside of the Cafe Kubal studios. Cafe Kubal here with us in our community all throughout central and upstate New York. You can find them at 3501 James Street, 324 West Water Street, 208 North Townsend Street, 401 South Salina Street, all in Syracuse. And you can find them inside of Golisano's Children's Hospital in downtown Syracuse. And, of course, you could find them on the corner of Route 11 and Taft Road at Sweetheart Corners in North Syracuse in their drive-through location. And then their giant behemoth of a brown stripe building with plenty of space to stretch out and relax at 343 Fayette Street in Manlius, New York. So a lot of great places to find Cafe Kubal, including at PB&J's Lunchbox, where you can go grab some awesome and amazing food out of the box food. PB&J's Lunchbox. We're actually starting something that we're going to be doing monthly videos called What's in Your Lunchbox. And we have, because you hear that in every commercial that I do with PB&J's, we're going to be taking one of the old lunchboxes that we had as kids, putting something in it, popping that open, and showing you a special at PB&J's or a staple at PB&J's, something really cool. So something fun we're doing on social media. You can check it out. Starting today on Facebook at WakeUpCallDT, Twitter at CallDT, and Instagram at WakeUpCall_DT. So a lot of cool stuff happening. Speaking of cool stuff happening inside the Cafe Kubal studios, today is the McIntosh Brother Takeover. Cuse Bro Takeover on Wake Up Call. So excited for this, so happy for this, so thankful that I know them both. I grew up watching them. I grew up going to the Dome, loving them, their teams, Coach P. I would, just such a big fan, especially of the 90s. Ian McIntosh, defensive back, played from 96 to 99 at Syracuse, and it is such an honor and a privilege for me to have him on the show. His brother Kyle, who played running back from 95 to 98, was just on the show this morning in the first hour, and now here in hour number 2, Ian McIntosh joins the show to speak on his thoughts on the current state of Syracuse, as well as how he feels as an alum. So it is my pleasure to welcome part 2 of the McIntosh Bro Takeover. Mr. Ian McIntosh, how are we doing?
Dan the man, I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing very well. And I got to tell you, on the phone, you and your brother sound like almost the same person.
Really? People say we look alike. I think I'm better looking, though.
Okay. Fair enough.
That's my dude, man. That's my dude. I'm playing.
Yeah, so what can you, before we get started, what can you say about being Kyle's brother? What What have you over the years loved the most? Okay, the two-part question. What do you love the most about being Kyle's brother, and what's the most challenging part of being Kyle's brother?
All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take this back to high school, right? And so we were both highly recruited. We won multiple state championships. I know the game in high school, and I think, that competitive sibling rivalry, right? It was, it was tough. We were both in the spotlight. Kyle's getting all these offers, and I just had to sit and wait my turn, right? So while we had a great relationship, our parents did an unbelievable job raising us. Jerome and Jacqueline McIntosh are still together over 50-plus years, married, and an inspiration to us all. But they told me, Ian, you just gotta wait your turn. Let Kyle have his turn and let him enjoy the moment and be happy for him. And I didn't understand that, right? I'm all jealous. But as we continue to grow, we grew closer together, and we were roommates in college, which was great, and we're best friends now. So it's awesome.
So for you, like you said, the most challenging part, kind of waiting your turn and whatever. You guys, both went to Syracuse, 1 year off of each other. What was that year in between like, when he went in 95 and you went in 96? What was that time period like for you as brothers?
So when I was still in high school?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was awesome. So number one, it was my turn to shine, right? Have all the limelight, and I waited my time, and this isn't a selfish thing, right? Our team won 4 state titles, didn't lose a game in high school, but it was my time, so I enjoyed my time in the spotlight. But then also the recruiting process was awesome. However, I got to experience Syracuse University as a senior, going up on Saturdays to watch Kyle play. My head high school coach, Coach Dazio, who coached us for these 3 years at Chester High, was the tight end coach at Syracuse, and then Coach Pasqualoni. You gotta love him. But the experience of it all was just amazing. I couldn't ask for anything more.
Speaking here with Syracuse Orange Football alum Ian McIntosh, 96 to 99, defensive back for Syracuse. You just brought up 2 awesome names. Steve Adazio, good friend of mine. Appreciate him. Followed him at Temple, at BC, at Colorado State, and wherever his next place is going to be, I'm excited about. What can you say about Coach Adazio and just why he's special to you, why he's unique?
Yeah, Coach Adazio is the man. He instilled toughness in the program, honesty, and family first. So when he took over Chester High, the program was stuck. We were terrible. A couple years into the program, he instills discipline, he instills toughness, he instills love, and this family-oriented atmosphere. So all of a sudden, I get up there my freshman year, and, nobody gives us a chance. We win our first state title, right? And then 2 more years, undefeated. We've got 3 state titles under our belt. So Coach Adazio is like a father figure. I love him to death. And when I went to Syracuse, I'll tell you, Dan, the hardest transition in my life was from playing high school ball to college ball. Preseason camp, having Donovan Darius itching in the mouth, right? You don't want any more. I didn't want any more tour-a-days. I wanted no more football. But Coach Adazio was there as a father to help motivate me and to pick me up. And I really needed that encouragement.
What was it like having him connect with you high school-wise and then in the collegiate ranks? To really have him follow you through. I don't know if you know this reference, but, in Boy Meets World, like Mr. Feeney goes with them from high school, or like grammar school to high school to college. So what was it like having like Steve Adazio be your Mr. Feeney?
Yeah, no, it was awesome. I'm saying it was a home away from home. Knows wife Kathy very well, and and the kids. And anytime we got homesick, Coach Dazio, was there. Anytime we had an issue, you can go to Coach Dazio, and he loved all of us like sons. But Kyle and I specifically, because we grew up with them at Cheshire High. And I'll tell you another thing, the Cheshire Rams, every summer as a team, 60 of us plus used to go up to the Syracuse University football camps. Right? And so we had deep ties to Syracuse. I mean, I was going to Syracuse. I took all my visits, Notre Dame, North Carolina, Nebraska, Michigan State. But I knew I was going to Syracuse.
How did you know you were going to Syracuse?
I mean, the connection, man. You just can't help it. Kyle's there. Coach Dazio's there. And then Coach Pasqualoni, who's also from Cheshire, right? He coached my oldest brother, Terrence, at Western Connecticut. Right? And so, I mean, just the ties were too deep. I mean, I was going to Syracuse. I was destined for Syracuse.
That coming here from Ian McIntosh, destined for Syracuse. Well, Ian, how the times have changed in the 21st century, where many people are leaving, not necessarily coming in. Syracuse, to paint a little picture here, as we found out last week when I said that my annoying moment of the week was Syracuse in the transfer portal. And so looking at the transfer portal, Syracuse currently with more players in the transfer portal than any other of the 13 member institutions of the ACC. With that being said, the closest is Georgia Tech, who at the time had 10, Syracuse 15. And so there's a few points to make. Syracuse with more transfers in the transfer portal, transferring out of the program than any other team in the ACC of the 14-member institutions. On top of that, nobody's transferring in, which a bunch of the other institutions have. And on top of that, Syracuse has beaten out schools that are changing their coaches. Virginia Tech, Virginia, Duke, Miami, all changing their head coaches, yet Syracuse still has more people transferring out, where you would expect that of a program who has a coaching staff change. So Syracuse has beaten out all the coaching staff changes, beaten out a Georgia Tech team that was changing their entire offense over the last 3 years under Jeff Collins, to have the most in the ACC. So it just doesn't make sense when you retain your coach, who's now going into year number 7, that somehow you have more people running away than teams that don't even know who their coach is going to be or just brought in a new one.
Yeah, wow. Losing is not easy. And I'll tell you what, I wish we had the current AD back when Coach Dazio was fired to give him, as much of an opportunity to succeed as Dino has. And nothing against Dino. He's a great man, and I really, really respect him. But, something isn't working, obviously. We haven't been winning. And, it's unfortunate. You think, maybe after 7 years, there would be some continuity and, an established program, right? They say typically you want to give a new coach 3 years, right, to get their own kids in, right, from recruiting and to lay the foundation and to build a culture, right? And we had some success, right? Eric Dungy's senior year, we were awesome, but unfortunately, we couldn't maintain that momentum and success. And I'm not up there, and I still bleed orange, and I support Dino in every which way. In the AD, he's a Cuse man. He bleeds orange, and I trust he's making the right decisions. What I also trust is that you can't immediately make wholesale change, right? Look at the coaching market. Look at what happened this year, Dan. I mean, who would want to be in the market right now looking for a head coach? Number one. And if you are looking for a head coach, who's like Syracuse's destination job? We thought Doug Marrone was our savior, right? One of our own. He got up and bounced, right? So who's coming to Syracuse? you need like a Coach Dazzio guy, right? You need a Northeast guy that knows the Northeast, that can recruit the Northeast, Jersey, Pennsylvania, Connecticut, New England, the whole Northeast, the Mid-Atlantic, and then a sprinkle of Florida, right? That was the success, the formula to success that we had. But dude, you asked me a loaded question, and the transfer portal sucks. I'm happy it wasn't around when I was playing. It's unfortunate we have all the folks we do in the portal, but, losing isn't easy, and I get that. And some folks are ready for a change. Players have more power now than they ever have, so bless their heart. But there is something to be said about kind of seeing something through, finishing what you started. Because here's one thing, okay? This is like life, Dan. Life is going to throw a bunch at you. Adversity, obstacles, you're going to win, you're going to lose, life is going to suck, you're going to be on top of the world, right? But when you're in a hole and you're just in a hole in life, what are you going to do? Where are you going to run, right? Yeah. You've got to answer the bell, man, right? You got to stand up toe-to-toe, and you got to fight through it. So the folks that are leaving, they hate to lose. Well, they might go somewhere else and continue to lose. And then in life, they'll face the same adversity. What's their decision going to be, right? And so, there's a lot of factors, man. It's very difficult to explain. What I know is I'm excited about next year. I know Dino's got to win. And I'm positive that we will be going to a bowl game.
Seeing the facts, and I ran the numbers, speaking here with Ian McIntosh, Syracuse Orange alum, 96-99 defensive back for the team. I ran the numbers on yesterday's show, and it stands to reason with 85 scholarships to give. It stands to reason with 9 at least leaving with eligibility finishing, 15 leaving in the transfer portal, that's 24, and then bringing in around 20 per season, that he has to fill out 30 to 40 spots. Now, Syracuse typically fills out their team in the early signing period in December, right before Christmas. So that's when they typically do it. We're in a place right now where I don't think that's going to happen, and so they got to do it by February. What are your thoughts on the fact that Dino needs to fill 30 to 40 spots outside of Sean Tucker in 7 years at Syracuse, this being the 7th? This could be the worst the team has looked, knowing that you have your head coach going to year number 7, and you have to fill almost half of your roster spots.
Yeah, man, I'm not quite sure what to say about that, right? Dino gets paid buco bucks, and he's the leader of the program for a reason. I'm sure he has answers. I'm sure he has a plan, and, let's hope that he can execute against this plan. But, AD gave us the ultimatum. We got to go to a bowl game. You're kind of fighting for your life right now. It's an uphill battle, man. It's disappointing, but we gotta figure it out. You got to do or die. You've got passionate Hughes fans right all over the country waiting for us to return to the days of old. Right, with Coach Pascal and McNabb, you know the deal. I was there when we were at its height, and we've been waiting to get back to those days. But here's the thing, Dan. Look at what Pitt did. Okay, Pitt was like a Syracuse, if you will. They're both similar type programs, but look what they've been able to build. Right, and they've continuously gotten better. Have they not? Look what they did this year. Okay, so all the credit to the staff over there, and if it was done over there, it certainly can be done at Syracuse. I'm confident in that.
And you believe in that, and I appreciate that, and I applaud that. My question comes, though, what is the definition of insanity? And
oh boy,
And this team is only losing more. And when I look at the people that are in the transfer portal, I look at Landon Morris, supposed to come in, be a tight end wide receiver, wasn't even here 5 seconds. He's now at Utah as of this week. Sherrod Johnson, a starting wide receiver, he's gone. Cooper Lutz, the number one backup to Sean Tucker, he's gone. Adrian Cole fills in the DB unit, he's gone. Luke Benson is now joining Aaron Hackett as the top 2 tight ends in Syracuse in the last decade that were relevant. Now he's gone. You look at Curtis Harper's gone after Josh Black, McKinley Williams, and Kingsley Jonathan finish up their eligibility. You go to Curtis Harper, hoping that he's a guy that can step in. He's gone. Jeff Canarku, I think he's got somewhere around like 20 offers right now at linebacker all over the country. He's gone. You got a bunch of backup quarterbacks over the last 2 years that are gone.
This is doom and gloom, man. Listen here. Where's all the positive juju, man?
I'm trying to tell you the truth, brother.
I'm a guy that's a glass half full, not a guy that's a glass half empty. Golly.
And listen, I'm a glass half full guy too, and you know that I love it, and you know that I want Syracuse to succeed always. Listen, I'm saying to you, I'm just gonna paint you a picture, and you tell me. I'm gonna take a paintbrush. You're gonna tell me what it looks like, okay? So I'm gonna paint the canvas. I'm gonna paint the canvas right now. You're gonna tell me what the canvas looks like, okay? So don't say anything until I'm done painting the canvas. So here we go. Okay. Doesn't recruit locally. And those kids have gone on to Indiana, Stevie Scott, Servassier Dennis in Pitt, John Phillips in Boston College, Noah Jordan Williams at Boston College, bunch of players at Boston College. So doesn't recruit locally, closes practice to the media, only allows the media to talk once a week with the players when there's 85 on the roster. Assistant coaches can't talk to the media. Alumni do not feel welcome. Alumni that want to donate money have asked the only thing they've asked is Dino just call us and say hello, and he won't do it, so they won't donate money. On top of all of that, the most transfers in the ACC, nobody transferring in as of this point. And on top of that, losing seasons every year except for the year that you had Schaefer's recruits, including Eric Dungy. So you're not recruiting locally. You're not building with the community. You got to fill 30 to 40 spots. You're not talking to the alumni. You're only asking them for money. And your AD just held a press conference to tell you why he's keeping the coach and not firing him. So I've painted the canvas. What does it look like?
Sounds like you want him fired. Okay.
I'm not saying any. I'm stating it. I'm stating what the truth is. I'm telling you the truth, Ian.
Hey, listen here, man. The picture doesn't look good. Is what I can tell you. But yeah, I've got to imagine Dino has a plan. Got to imagine that our AD Chusalom, right, believes in the plan and the vision that Dino has set forth. It's bleak though, man. I hate to complain, right? I'm not a complainer. Like Coach Hicks used to say, Coach Pascal and Coach Dad, you just shut the F up and get it done. You find a way, right? And so I hate to complain. However, not everybody wants to go to Syracuse, man. I mean, it's cold as hell. You never see the sun. It's snowing all the time. It's a tough place to recruit into, period. Okay? So that's the reality situation. And so with that in mind, you have to recruit the Northeast. I mean, that's what Schiano's doing at Rutgers. That's what Syracuse used to do. That's the blueprint. When Pasquale got fired, nobody took over Jersey and the Northeast quite like Schiano did. Those players would be at Syracuse, right? And so, you're not going to get the guys from Florida all the time and from the Midwest. You want your parents to be able to drive and watch you play. You want to be able to drive home, right, when you have free weekends. You have to recruit locally. And that's the reality situation. You have to own the Northeast. You have to own Jersey, Pennsylvania, Ohio, the Mid-Atlantic, right? New England as well. Obviously, that's the Northeast. And so I'm not sure what to tell you, man. I'm disappointed. I'm still a proud Orangeman. I watch every game until the end. My flag, the Syracuse flag, flies out high every basketball, football, lacrosse game. It's just been a disappointment. It's tough to be, an Orange football fan during the season because we haven't been winning, and it's tough, man. I don't know what else to say. I try to be positive, but we haven't been winning. And what do they say? Winning cures everything, right? All you gotta do is win. Now, I'll tell you what, the team's been much more competitive this year than they have been in previous years. But those numbers you just dropped on me with the people leaving, for me, I want to know why, right? What's the why, right? You come to Syracuse for a reason. I make a commitment to you. You make a commitment to me. You're going to the school to get a great education and a prestigious degree. I have two of them, right? A BS and also an MBA when I was a GA for Coach Pasqualoni. And, there's nothing but pride when you step up on that field, right? And I don't know what's wrong, man. When you have turnover like that, there's a problem. I'm in business, right? Okay, I'm vice president of talent acquisition at a company, NCI Information Systems. I've got a great staff. Here's what they say. They have very little turnover, right? But they say when you have high turnover that employees don't leave the company, they leave the manager, right? And so if you put it in that perspective, what's the problem? What's going on? That's my question. Okay.
That coming here from Ian McIntosh, defensive back alum in Syracuse history, on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora live inside the Cafe Kubal studios. And I forgot to add something. His coaching staff has not stayed the same from year to year, I don't think ever, since he came to Syracuse, constantly firing or having people leave. So your assistant coaches are running out of the building along with your players. You just brought up a great point. Your brother did too in talent acquisition and hiring and this and that. You said a great thing. When people leave a company, they don't leave the company, they leave the manager. You just said it. I am not hoping for anybody to get fired. I'm not wishing for anybody to get fired. I have a great relationship with Dino Babers. All I'm saying is I'm looking at this and I'm asking myself the question. Jordan Fredericks came on the show with a smoking gun a couple weeks ago and talked about his experience when Schaefer left and Dino came in and the change of the culture. I'm seeing coaches run out of this building and coaches not even spend 365 days. When you have a coach leave Syracuse for Kansas, most people don't even think Kansas has a football team.
Yeah, no, they're good basketball.
And so, the reality is, when you got coaches leaving every single year, and then John Wildhack, the AD, said this, and I don't think he meant to say it the way that he said it, but he said it this way. He said, when I asked him the question about coaches and turnover and how do you recruit with that, he said, well, we expect coaches to leave because coaches get opportunities to be better somewhere else. They get opportunities to advance their career somewhere else, so they take it. And I'm sitting here going, you just said Syracuse is not where you come to advance your career. You just said we got to expect coaches to leave to go be better somewhere else. No. They should be coming to Syracuse to be better. They shouldn't be leaving Syracuse to get better. And that's an issue in and of itself, too.
You're right. We need to make Syracuse a destination job.
Yes.
Right? We need to make Syracuse prestigious again, a place where people wanted to be. Dan, I'll tell you, growing up, right, in the Northeast, if you wanted to play football, you went to Syracuse. You didn't go to BC. Or you might go to Pitt. Okay, excuse me, Penn State, not Pitt. But when you think about Northeast football, you went to Syracuse University, man. That was the place to go. Right? Prime time television in the Carrier Dome. That's where you wanted to be. That's no longer the case.
No. And that's the thing is, Narduzzi's recruiting the Northeast at Pitt. Schiano's recruiting the Northeast at Rutgers. Randy Etzel was here when he was at UConn. Steve Adazio, doesn't matter where he goes, he recruits here. Let me just ask you Go ahead. What were you going to say?
No, I'm laughing. You're hurting my feelings right now, man.
I didn't hurt your feelings. The program hurt your feelings, bro.
This is just truth, man. The truth hurts. That's all.
But let me just crystal ball this thing for you since you brought it up. Let's just say the job becomes open. Do you think that Steve Addazio would be the right hire?
Yep. Sure do. I sure do, man. He's like a Shiano. He's like a Pasqualoni type guy, Doug Marone guy. First of all, he's going to embrace the alumni. He's going to let us alumni who gave blood, sweat, and tears, right, on that dome, right? Yeah. Brought home 3 Big East championships, BCS bowl games. And how proud was the town? I mean, was Syracuse not rocking? Were they not proud of their football team? Like, how awesome was it to be part of the community when we were winning, right? We gotta get back to that point, man. I think Coach Addazio can do it. He's tough, right? That tough love. He can recruit the Northeast, right? And I just believe in that man. I believe in that man. And you can ask anybody from the time I was there if they think Coach Addazio would be a great head coach, embracing the alumni, full access in the locker rooms after the game. Why can't I go in the locker room after the game? I've been there before. I helped build that program. But why can't I watch practice? Why?
Well, I mean, and how do you feel about the fact that when your brother Kyle came up here a few years ago to come visit, join me for the festival that I was doing, that when he came up here, he brought his daughter, he brought his wife, he went to campus, talked it up and said, this is where Daddy played, and, his wife's so proud and his daughter's so proud. He went to the door and they told him that he wasn't allowed.
Where, inside the facility?
Yeah, that he wasn't allowed. When he went up to Syracuse, he was turned away.
Inside the football facility?
Yeah, he was turned away. He was turned away from being on campus. Yes.
Hold on for a second. We're talking 2 different things. We talking on campus, the quad? Are we talking
no, not the quad. No, he went over to the football side, and he told me that he asked if he could go in, show his family everything, and they told him no.
Full access, like we used to have, full access.
Yes.
Every which way. We can go into the meeting rooms. We can go into the auditorium. We can go get a meal, right, in the cafeteria. We can go into the players' lounge, locker room. Let's go back into the equipment room with Kyle Federley and Jim and Dan and get some gear. And you're gonna tell me I'm not allowed? I don't belong? Yeah. I helped build that program and put this place on the map, and I don't belong. That is some bullshit, and I'm sorry that I had to say that, but no, I have a problem with that. I would have been straight in the AD's office, and I would have had a problem with that. Kyle never told me about that. I would have been pissed, and I would have been talking a whole bunch of mess. I don't belong. I grew up in Syracuse, man. That's where I became a man. Do you understand? I got 2 degrees from Syracuse. We won 3 Big East championships, brother. How you tell me I don't belong? Yeah, right.
So that's what I'm saying. If you turn away the alumni, how do you build a successful program with any coach?
You can go scratch with that, man. I have a problem with that. Coach Addazio would never do that. Coach Pasqualoni would never do that. Ever.
Yeah.
Well, hey, here's one thing. At least they have, like, the uniforms kind of sort of like we used to play, okay? So that's one good thing going for the program. Uniforms look good, similar to the old school.
That coming from Ian McIntosh.
Come on, we gotta be positive. You just got me in a really freaking bad place, Dan. Thanks a lot, dude.
I didn't do it. I'm just don't kill the messenger, brother.
I can't believe that. That's not right at all, dude.
Man, I'm just bringing you the mail. I'm not the eviction notice. I'm just the mailman.
Yeah.
So, but
I don't play that at all, man. At all.
So it's crazy, but here's where we are. So this is where it's at. When was the last time that you were invited up to the program to see a game? When was the last time Syracuse reached out to you?
So let's see here. So I'm obviously contacted. So Dion Maddox reaches out to all of us. I think he's the director of high school relations.
Yeah.
Dion Maddox reaches out to all of us every single game, asking us to come out and support the program. He's offering us tickets, and Dion's doing a great job of reaching out and trying to reestablish some sort of connection and contact with his fellow Orangemen. So Dion's done a great job, okay? And I heard from him when they played down in Virginia Tech, every game, Dion has reached out. John, the AD, invited us all back a couple of years ago when they were, celebrating Coach Pasqualoni's teams that won the Big East championship. Hey, they did a great job. When Jason Poles was there, brought all the alumni back, Nad, Conrad, Corey Bowe. I mean, dude, it was awesome. We were staying in the Hotel Syracuse, I think. They bussed us to and from the game. We had a reception over at the AD's house, and Dino let us in practice for like 10 minutes. And then we were ushered out, right? And so apparently we were gonna leak some of whatever the hell they were doing. We're gonna give it to the opponent. But anyway, when we were there, that was awesome. Listeners, John, the AD, embraced us. Okay, it was awesome, dude. It was awesome. That was amazing. Okay, and then Dion's done a great job of reaching out. Okay, so that was fun. Other than that, I'm mad about what you told me about Kyle, and we got to win games. The transfer portal thing sucks. High turnover sucks. Like I said, people don't leave companies, they leave managers. So there's a problem. And if I'm John, the AD, I'm asking why. Why is everybody leaving? Why? Because we're losing? Nah, there's got to be more than that. Got to be.
Yeah, sounds like a culture thing. Before I let you go, Ian, to give you a positive, you back in the day had 5 interceptions in one season. Let's talk about how you read the quarterback and how you were one of the best in Syracuse history, single season wise, and grabbing that ball and turning it the other way. Let's talk about a 5 interception season, because we talk about Andre Cisco and how great Andre Cisco is. But before Andre Cisco, there was a guy named Ian McIntosh, and I want to talk about that.
Yeah, that's right, man. No, listen here. So if you don't remember, I was recruited as an athlete.
Yeah.
Freshman year, I played wide receiver.
Yeah.
Right? So it was Quentin Spotwood and myself. Quentin couldn't stop block. Quentin had great hands. So I went in on all the run plays. Quentin's going in on all the pass plays, right? Catching the ball. I'm not scoring any touchdown. I said, oh, boy. So I asked to move over to defensive back, because that's also what I was being recruited as. When I play wide receiver, of course I have good hands. I still have good hands, right? And I loved it over there, man. It's the hardest position to play on the field, because it's all reactionary. You don't know what the wide receiver's doing at all. You don't know where the quarterback is throwing at all. And all you have to do is react, okay? And then you're running backwards while the wide receiver's running forward. You got to open your hips, and you got to catch them. It's the hardest position to play. The best athletes on the field are defensive backs, okay? And so as far as making plays, it's all about instincts, man. Instincts, timing, swagger, and confidence, because you're going to get beat. They're going to score touchdowns on you. Guess what? You got to line back up and play. So shake it off, get back up, line up, and win the next battle, right? That's the key to success at cornerback. Having swagger, discipline, more swagger, confidence, great instincts, and being a superior athlete.
I love it. And I love what you were able to do back then in your time at Syracuse, and just, I mean, incredible. And let me make a point to this as well. You know, right now on the team in this era of Dino Babers, players individually are successful, but as a team, they're not. Where's the disconnect with that? Because you were on teams where you were individually successful, but the team was always also successful. So does that come down to coaching and scheming and all of that? When you have a bunch of individuals that look really good on film, but the team doesn't win games, what's the issue there?
You know, I can't, Dan, speak to what the issue is because I'm not there. But what I can say with Coach Pasqualoni is what he always taught was the team comes first. Hear me loud. Here's what he always preached from Jump Street, day one, okay? With team success comes individual success, right? Team first, individual second. You win, right? You win big. You play as a family. Then the individual awards and accomplishments will follow. But the team first.
I love it. And that's the way you got to be. Again, going back to business, and successful businesses have strong teams and strong leaders. So, with that being said, Ian McIntosh, appreciate you. We didn't talk religion or politics, yet you still got pissed off. So,
now we'll leave that alone. Not enough as it is, man.
So, listen, Ian, I appreciate you. All I did was tell you what's going on. I want them to succeed. I want to see my city, my hometown succeed. You want to see your alma mater succeed. I just want to build a path to get there, and I want to do the right things moving forward. So I love having you on. I love your friendship as always. I love that we get to talk to each other. I would love to see you hopefully soon. We can maybe work that out. But, you know.
We gotta start winning, and I'll bring my family up there. I'll tell you one story real quick before I go. After every game that we win, okay, first of all, I put my flag up Saturday morning. And if we win, it stays up until Monday morning. If we lose, it comes down Sunday morning. But when we win, I take it around the neighborhood and I sing our alma mater, right? With a bell of Onondaga. I do all that because Coach Pasqualoni made us sing it every Friday. That's part of the tradition. So I know it like the back of my hand. So I sing our alma mater. I run around the neighborhood with our flag flying high because I just love our great university. And I haven't been able to do that often, but that is a tradition that me and my family do.
Oh, that's great. I don't even think the coaching staff knows the alma mater right now. So maybe
I know it.
Maybe you can sing it to them. But, you know, Ian, I appreciate it. I thank you. I thank you for what you gave me as a kid to grow up and watch those teams. I thank you for working your butt off. I thank you for coming to Syracuse and believing in my hometown and believing in the community.
Yeah.
And for
my
all,
hometown too, brother.
you know, I do. I appreciate it. I love it. I'm grateful for it. And like I said, I hope that hopefully you and I can be in the same room soon. But let's keep talking. Let's stay in touch. And I could do a better job of being in touch more than I have been. And I really do value you. So.
I appreciate you. I appreciate your friendship, man. You've been great.
All right, brother. Well, listen, take care of yourself. And I look forward to talking with you soon.
All right, be well, Dan.
Take care.
Thanks.
See you.
Yeah, bye. Yep.
That coming from Ian McIntosh here on Wake Up Call and Dan Tortora. He's like, you got me upset today, man. I was like, I didn't do anything. Man, I'm just the messenger. That's all I am. I'm just the person that drops off your mail. You can't be mad at me. There's bills in it. I mean, you know. So, whew. But, man, got to get this thing right. Okay? I have a good relationship with Dino. I care about the school. I care about the program. I care about the players. Every student athlete that's come through that knows me, they know and they can tell you beyond a doubt that I care about them. It doesn't matter how many downs they play, how many points they score, what the heck they do. They know if they transfer out, I talk to them. They transfer in, I talk to them. In the recruitment, they come to Syracuse, I talk to them. In the recruitment, they don't come to Syracuse, I talk to them. I stay in touch with all of these student athletes because I respect them and appreciate them. Coaching staffs can tell you. Schaefer's staff, still in touch with them. I talk to them all the time. It's been almost a decade. Talk to them all the time. So, and I would be talking with the staff here under Dino Babers if he let anybody speak to these people. So that would be nice to actually, because the thing is, I'm not trying to steal any information. I'm not trying to get any scheming or plans. I just want to talk to the coaches so that I can tell their stories on Wake Up Call. Not just about football, but about family. What drives them? Why did they fall in love with the sport? To do pieces about them, to spotlight them as individuals and their journey so that the fans can get to know the coaches that are here so that they can build a relationship with the coaches that makes them feel like they're a part of something that maybe makes them not leave in the third quarter. I'm trying to help. When you start blocking out people that are trying to help, that's when you realize you got a big old problem. Or a big old ego. I don't know, maybe both. But when you start pushing people out that only seek to help, which is all I ever do, that's when you have a problem. When you push alumni out, that's when you have a problem. You got a big problem when you do that. Okay? When you shut yourself in your castle and you pull up the drawbridge and you think, I don't need anybody, I could do this myself. It's lonely in a castle by yourself. And no matter how nice the castle looks, you ain't eating dinner with nobody. Ain't nobody coming to your house. And eventually you're going to run out of food and water. You're going to kill yourself by blocking the world from you. Okay? God didn't make one human being. He made billions. They're not all fun to be around. But we're supposed to be communicative. We're supposed to be community-based. We're supposed to relate with one another and give each other a chance. This world does not succeed by everybody shutting their doors and staying alone. We saw it for the last 19 months. The world can't succeed when we're all alone. So, with that being said, let's start opening the doors. Bare minimum to the people that are trying to help. So, let's see what we can do here, folks. Definition of insanity: never made anything successful. We'll take a step aside for a fast break on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora inside the Cafe Cubal studios. We'll come back with the ingredients to success right after this.
Cafe Cubal Mobile Cafe brings the cafe experience to you. We'll roll out to your neighborhood or office, ready to serve our locally crafted espresso bar to our loyal patrons. Inquire at cafecubal.com. Cafe Cubal, coffee for the soul.
Hi, this is Amy from Mother's Cupboard, home of the whole frittata. We are open daily 6 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. For takeout orders, call 315-432-0942 and tune in to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora for our monthly food challenge and try our Wake Up Call signature menu item available 7 days a week. Here at Mother's Cupboard, we are Central New York, and it's our honor to serve you.
Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory, located on 201 7th North Street in Liverpool, is home to over 40 flavors with more than 200 flavors in their total wheelhouse. Sky's the limit for this sweet and savory Central New York company. Keep it local at your parties, fundraisers, wedding showers, baby showers, and more by calling 315-450-MA-PA. That's 315-450-6272 for popcorn bars with custom flavors and colors at your upcoming event. Make sure to visit them on 201 7th North Street in Liverpool, New York. And for more information, go to maandpassnacks.com. Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory. How corny are you?
Here at Progressive Dental, we understand the importance of regular dental visits and preventive care. Cleanings and checkups are essential to good oral health. We have multiple locations in the Southern Tier, so come visit us in Binghamton, Enwell, Kirkwood, Montrose, and Norwich. For self-pay non-insured patients, we offer the Smile Plan, which covers all of your cleanings, x-rays, and exams for an affordable yearly price. Call 607-754-2273 or 607-754-CARE to make an appointment today. For more information, visit our website at progressivedentalny.com.
The Millhouse Market, located on 3790 New York 13 in Pulaski, New York, is worth the drive every time. Make sure you make your way to the Millhouse Market today and every Tuesday through Saturday from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. and on Sundays from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. to enjoy their drive-through pickup window, grab your food and go, as well as their general store, which is perfect for the holiday season, with local jewelry, local clothing, as well as honeys, syrups, soaps, seasonings for your kitchen, and so much more. Support local while you're shopping for the holidays and all throughout the year at the general store inside the Millhouse Market. And of course, their indoor dining with a bistro menu that changes every single week on the weekend, so you can grab something new every weekend and make sure that you do that at the Millhouse Market. Absolutely, positively worth the drive every single time to 3790 New York 13 in Pulaski, New York. With that being said, back here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, where sports meets that thing called life. I appreciate you being here, hanging out with us. Thank you so very much for being a part of the show. And, you know, as we step into our final piece of today's broadcast, A Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, it's an honor and a privilege for me to bring you the ingredients to success, proudly presented by Avicolli's on the corner of Route 57 and Wetzel Road in Liverpool, New York. And so with that being stated here, we have an all-new topic for today and the ingredients to success. So how about we go off of what we've been talking about? Building a strong business. How about that? Building a strong business. I'm a business owner. I would like to think I know a thing or two about finding success here. So with the ingredients to success, building a strong business. What are the ingredients to success of building a strong business? How do you do that? Well, to me, you have to not ask your employees for anything that you're not willing to do. Don't ask your employees for anything that you're not willing to do yourself, okay? So that's number one. Some people forget what it takes to get to the top. Some people were maybe just put to the top, didn't even have to walk through, they just got set to the top, right? They knew somebody who knew somebody, you know, and they threw them right in the CEO position. I've met people like that. I had somebody tell me one time that was overseeing the sports radio station I was on. She said, I don't know anything about sports whatsoever. I don't even know what you're talking about. She was the wife of the owner. So she was the COO with no knowledge of anything about a radio station that has to do with sports and no care to know anything about it, but she was a COO. Why? Because she was married to the owner. Red flag. When you are in business, earning your keep should be important. Do we like to go through those tough days, those tough moments? Blood, sweat, and tears? Do we want to do that? Not necessarily. But it's those blood, sweat, and tears that help us to know who we are. It's those blood, sweat, and tears that help us to test our mettle and who we are going to be as we move forward. So the ingredients to success of building a strong business, understanding where you came from, understanding what it was like. How many times have we seen somebody work hard to rise up the ranks, and then as soon as they had power over other people, they forgot where they came from? There's something to be said about people that move up in a company and work less. They go higher, their salary goes higher, and they do less work. That's some people's hope. Man, I hope that I can get to GM or CEO or president so I don't have to come in, I don't have to work. Some people think that being a boss means telling other people what to do while you sit there in your office and watch TV or twiddle your thumbs or go on vacation. It says something about a boss who tells you that you can't go on vacation because it's too busy and they need all hands on deck, and then they go on vacation. It says something about a boss when they tell everybody that they got to be there and they got to work hard and they got to get through it, and they're the first one out the door. If your boss is the first one to leave and the last one to get in, if the days they're supposed to show up, they don't even come into work, that tells you something about them. That tells you, I would never, ever, 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 ever want to work hard for a leader who's the first one out of the building, the last one in the building, who doesn't show up when they're on the schedule, who threatens, does this, that, and whatever. And at the end of the day, when it comes to vacation time, they tell you you can't take it, and then they're off to the Bahamas. That tells me something about you. You should not work less the higher you go. I don't work less. I'm president and CEO of my company. Well, Dan, you don't have 1 million people working underneath you. I could hire people to do this stuff. I could hire people to do this, that, and the other, and I can just sit here and twiddle my thumbs. Somebody asked me before, what prevents you as a business owner from laying in bed all day, watching TV and eating Cheerios? I said my conscience, my drive, my determination, my belief in God. I can't sit and do nothing because I would feel guilty about it. That doesn't mean I don't take breaks. That doesn't mean I don't go to the movies in the middle of the day. That doesn't mean I don't take naps. I do, because self-care and self-preservation has become very important to me, because all I used to do was work because I felt guilty. Oh my God, I can't do anything but work because then people are going to think I don't work. No. Screw what people think. You know what you do. You know who you are. You know what you command out of yourself. And this is what I tell people all the time. You worry about what other people think. If you died tomorrow, what would those people do? They would go pick on somebody else. You know, I said this to somebody before. I said, you work your butt off. You work yourself to the point where you're sick, you're drained, you can't function, you can't think, you can't even get out of bed. And I said, what would the company do if you died? Right? If you burned yourself out to the point where your heart just, what would they do? They said, oh, they would just call somebody else to fill my shift. Sometimes you have to think about that. Sometimes you have to think about the dark and dreary to realize your own self-worth. If they're just going to call somebody else and move forward, then why am I not taking care of myself? I'm killing myself for a business that if I wasn't here, they would just move on to the next person. You build a strong business model as a leader by leading. Leaders lead. Just because you're a general manager doesn't mean you're a leader. Just because you're the manager doesn't mean you're a leader. Just because you're the president and CEO, just because you have the title doesn't mean you're a leader. Just because you're a business person doesn't mean that you have what it takes to run a business. Title means nothing unless you back it up, right? If I'm a boyfriend and I cheat on my girlfriend, I got the title of a boyfriend, but I'm not a good boyfriend. If I'm a business owner and I never show up and I never do any work, I'm not a good business person. If I'm a dad biologically, but I never talk to my kids, help my kids with their homework, help them with dating, sit there and are just there for them, I'm a father biologically, but I'm not anybody's dad. Okay? We need to stop thinking that labels mean that you somehow earned it. You earn it by earning it. So how do you build a strong business model? If you're a business owner, treat it like a ship. If a ship is in trouble, the captain is the last off the boat. The captain takes care of everybody else. You should not be in a job where your captain is at home with little candles, eating dinner at 5 p.m. at normal time, while everybody is reeling, spinning their heads, working extra shifts, working overtime until 8, 10, midnight. Your boss should not be at home when everything hits the fan, eating his dinner in peace while y'all are going crazy. That's reality. You run a successful business by caring about the people that work for you, that work with you. That's how you run successful businesses. You're honest, you care. You don't ask anybody to do anything you're not willing to do. You show up. You work the long hours if you have to. Not all the time. Got to take care of your health. But you don't ask anything of anybody else you're not willing to give yourself. You don't lie to your people. You build them up. You promote good behavior. You punish bad behavior. And you put your money where your mouth is. Rising up the ranks of a business does not mean you get to work less. It means that all the work that you did amounted to something. And this is what people don't understand. When you get a promotion, you can still get fired. Oh man, I used to just be an hourly staff member. Now I'm the general manager. Ain't nobody going to take... Nobody's untouchable. Unless you're God, right? Unless this cross that I wear around my neck belongs to you and you died for me, you're touchable. Everybody's touchable. Right? Everybody. So, to my business owners out there, to my GMs, to my presidents, to my CEOs, to my managers and regional managers and coordinators and so on and so forth. My trainers, to all my people that are responsible for people. Your ingredients to success of building a successful business is being an exemplary employee yourself. Being the definition of what you expect. Because as Ian McIntosh so greatly put it, very simply, when people are leaving a business, they're not leaving the company, they're leaving the management. They're leaving the boss. When people are running out, they're leaving the boss, not the company. So that being said, those are your ingredients to success. Proudly brought to you by Avicolli's on the corner of Route 57 and Wetzel Road in Liverpool, New York. It is the home of our monthly exclusive Liverpool Warriors Athletics show. This month, I'm very excited to have the opportunity on Wednesday, December 22nd, just a few days before Christmas, to be celebrating Liverpool Warriors boys basketball team with Ryan Blackwell and the team on the pizza side at Avicolli's. Come out and see us Wednesday, December 22nd at 6:30 p.m. It's our early Christmas gift to you, putting the kids and Ryan Blackwell in front of the community. We'd love to see you out there at Liverpool with a Liverpool High School boys basketball team at Avicolli's. And we love to see you at Avicolli's every Tuesday through Sunday for lunch, dinner, and drinks. Of course, drink responsibly at Avicolli's on the corner of Route 57 and Wetzel Road in Liverpool, New York, with the indoor dining on the pizza casual side, fine dining, and the bar, as well as takeout, delivery, and catering by calling 315-622-5100. That's 315-622-5100. With that being said, on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, we'll take a final step aside and wrap things up after today. Now, Matt did say something to us. I want to see what he had to say here. So, he said, love hearing, meeting, and speaking with the alumni from the football and basketball teams. Like you said, many of them still have a strong passion for the programs and have firsthand knowledge of not only what it takes to be a successful student athlete, but a successful student athlete at Syracuse. That's the big words from Matt Buck, who just wrote in here. That know not only what it takes to be a successful student athlete, but a successful student athlete at Syracuse. That knowledge and those experiences, where is it here? I want to make sure that I read the whole thing from Matt here. So he said, that knowledge and those experiences are beyond measure in value to today's athletes. Why would you hold that back from your kids? It baffles me as to why Babers keeps out alumni. That's completely opposite of other programs, successful programs. Florida, USC, Notre Dame, Texas, and so many more have a super strong relationship with their alumni. I would love to have the football coaching staff to be mainly made up of former players. As it stands right now, we could do that. Terry Richardson, David Walker, Dave Wagner, Dan Conley, and so many others would make this program so much better. And I said, you can laugh about it if you want. If you hired me as coach, the majority of the people that Matt just mentioned, I would put on my staff. And not that I wouldn't put on my staff the other ones that he mentioned. It's just I have built relationships with a lot of the people that he mentioned, and I'm open to building relationships with more. So, with that being said, we'll take a step aside for a fast break, wrap up today's show right after this on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora from inside of the Cafe Kubal studios. You are incredible, you are amazing, and I'm so grateful for having you all here with me every Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time on Wake Up Call from inside the Cafe Kubal studios. In these unique times, there are those in our community that give us a sense of normalcy and positivity. Pizza Man on 50 Oswego Street in Baldwinsville has been here for you for over 35 years and is here now. Call 315-638 1234 or order online at pizzamanbeville.com to bring those familiar tastes into your home. And remember to come see our monthly on-site broadcasts centered around the community and our Baldwinsville beats. Pizza Man in Baldwinsville. Any way you slice it, they are always here for you.
This is Jimmer Sikowski, owner-operator of Chick-fil-A Cicero, 7916 Brewerton Road in Cicero, right in front of the Home Depot. I had a deep feeling that God wanted me to do something bigger with my life and to help people, help others. I kept putting Chick-fil-A in my life, and I realized as I was going through the franchise selection process that positively impacting the lives of others was really core to what we do here at Chick-fil-A. First of all, it starts with the food. The food is brought in fresh daily. We bring in local produce. We prepare to order in the kitchen. We hand bread our chicken. We hand spin our milkshakes. It's great food. It doesn't taste like fast food. I think the second thing is the way people feel when they come in a Chick-fil-A restaurant. It's different. We try to treat people with intentional kindness here, which is very different and deeper than good customer service. And so I think it feels remarkable for most people to come in a Chick-fil-A restaurant. And then lastly, the impact that we try to have in the community is very different. It's a big part of the expectation of every operator of a Chick-fil-A restaurant is that they're actively engaged in their community, they're a leader in the community, and they're making a difference. When they realize that what we're striving to do is to shine a little light in their life, that's a very, very different experience than you will have at any other quick service restaurant. And it's that remarkable experience that I think people will emotionally connect with.
I'm George Townsend of Honda City with some good advice when buying a new car. The true cost of owning a new car is determined by the appraised value when you trade it. No vehicle appraises higher than a Honda. Next, look for low APRs and deep discounts. You also want low maintenance costs and great fuel economy. That's why my advice to you is to buy a new Honda. Looking pre-owned, visit our Honda Certified Used Car Center. Honda City, 7140 Henry Clay Boulevard, Liverpool, or HondaCity-CNY.com.
It would be a pity if you don't shop at Honda City.
Our corporate purpose at Chick-fil-A is to glorify God by being faithful stewards of all that's entrusted to us and to positively influence all those who come in contact with Chick-fil-A. And what became increasingly clear from our success in Cicero is that people love Chick-fil-A. And also I think we recognized that, we had a great opportunity to grow the brand and grow our platform. I felt incredibly grateful when I was selected to be a Chick-fil-A operator. I think what it's meant for me, what I've come to realize on a very deep level is that this is a calling for me. It's not a career. It's not a job. The Lord called me to be a Chick-fil-A operator and to use these restaurants to glorify Him and to positively influence other people. I'm blessed. I'm very blessed.
Head to Chick-fil-A Clay on 3974 State Route 31 in Liverpool, New York. Welcome back here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora on wakeupcalldt.com, your one-stop sports shop, and on mixlr.com/wakeupcalldt, as well as on youtube.com/wakeupcalldt, facebook.com/wakeupcalldt, and facebook.com/livenowdt. All the places to watch and listen live every Monday through Friday to our normal times for Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time. After the shows go live, they jump into the archives of Stitcher, Spotify, TuneIn, Podbean, iHeartRadio, iTunes, and Apple Podcasts, MixLR, and YouTube. You can search Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, or one word, Wake Up Call DT, to get all of that today for free. And of course, a thank you to our Central and Upstate New York partners, Cafe Kubal, Carvel DeWitt, the Wildcat Sports Pub, Progressive Dental, as well as Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory. Go to maandpaspopcorn.com today, and you can order from any one of the 50 states and have it delivered right to your doorstep. Any flavor that you like, maandpaspopcorn.com. So many different flavors, so many great things for everyone's taste buds. Avicolli's, as well as Canine Camp Dog Daycare, Chick-fil-A Cicero, where I was yesterday, enjoying some food with the lady, and Chick-fil-A Clay, Canine Campground, Dog Boarding, Pizza Man, Lemoyne Dolphins, Millhouse Market, Honda City of Liverpool, PB&J's Lunchbox, where we want to know what's in your lunchbox, and we'll be doing that and unveiling that special video series today on our social media. Victory Sports Medicine and Orthopedics and Mother's Cupboard. Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora is also the proud multimedia marketing partner of the Lemoyne Dolphins. You can check out Lemoyne every Wednesday at 9 a.m. during Dolphin Time on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. Set it and keep it. Love it for every single month. Dolphin Time, Wednesdays at 9 a.m. exclusively on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora on YouTube, Facebook, MixLR, and on wakeupcalldt.com. You can check us out there and all the channels that I gave you here recently to check out Dolphin Time. Every first and third Wednesday at 9 a.m. Eastern Time is a new episode of AD and DT, where Athletics Director Bob Beretta of Lemoyne and myself, Dan Tortora, speak on a specific topic, and that's coming up this week. And, of course, every second and fourth Wednesday is the Dolphin Dive, where I dive into the stories of student athletes, coaches, and staff members as to why they chose Lemoyne, what the experience has been like, and what they can say about truly being a Dolphin. And we have a great one coming up for you very, very soon on Christmas week. Very much looking forward to that. Find out more at LeMoyneDolphins.com. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Wake Up Call DT, to get all of our Dolphin coverage. And, of course, you can go to WakeUpCallDT.com and click on the Lemoyne tab and bookmark that page for the library of our specials with the Lemoyne Dolphins. Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora is also the proud historic multimedia marketing partner of your Marywood University Pacers. Marywood University joins Wake Up Call on Fridays to round out the show, and you can check out those specials all throughout the month, every single month on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. Marywood University has unprecedented coverage exclusively on Wake Up Call. They've never been covered this much and had this much of a spotlight to tell their stories of student athletes, staff members, and coaches. Marywood University has a clear opportunity to speak to you, to speak to your kids, and maybe end up going to Marywood University, either as a student or a student athlete. Marywood University wants to hear from you, and you can find out so many things about them and the stories of why people chose Marywood and what they think of it by following us on Fridays with our specials entitled Pacer Pride. And you can go see the archive by subscribing to our YouTube channel, Wake Up Call DT. You can go to wakeupcalldt.com and click on the Marywood tab. And, of course, you can always find out more information on those Pacers by going to marywoodpacers.com. With that being said, I hope you have a fantastic day. Find us on Facebook at Wake Up Call DT, the Twitter at Call DT, and Instagram at Wake Up Call _DT. For now, this is Dan Tortora. Thank you to Kyle McIntosh, Ian McIntosh, Avicolli's for the ingredients to success, and Gina Castelli. We appreciate y'all. I send you all my well wishes, my prayers, my hopes for miracles if you need them, for love. Shout out to Jimmer, and let's pray for miracles every day. God bless. No stress. Do your best.